in this episode of Wall Street Wars.
This is Tim, veteran heavy infantry of the Texan Army. Ever since the early days of trading for the commander, it was always his dream to be able to harness volatility and momentum at scale. While we could say that this dream was implanted in his teen years as he felt the power of Wall Street during the dot-com boom, his efforts to develop systems of scale really began in 2018. His goal? Harness volatility. And what a fortunate time to do so in 2018, considered to be one of the most volatile years in stock market history. Chamel Raghu not only scored trades that put him on the map of financial publications, see his so-called $1 million trade of October 10th, 2018, but he also published a study entitled Correlation Between Volatility and Predictable Price Action. Yes, it's a mouthful, but it had some serious ramifications. While it sounds like a paradox, the unpredictability of volatility combined with predictable price action, Chamel's study centered around 6 systems, which were called the Volatility Engine. In a nutshell, Chamel was able to show a high correlation between volatility and being able to predict the direction of the broader market, with a near 61% accuracy on 582 trades and a 19% gain on the SPY, when the SPY would finish down 6% for the year. However, he also came up with what has been called the Raghu volatility paradox. The paradox goes something like this. Even though high volatility has higher than usual volume, it is harder to get shares during these times of higher volume. This paradox rendered the volatility engine an inert invention, even though it was profitable on paper. This shocking revelation, no doubt, struck him to his core. An entire year of his life devoted to capturing volatility for profit, only to find out there was no scalable way to profit from it. After this realization, Chamel would focus his energies squarely on momentum. After achieving industry recognition for his volatility study, and even earning flattering yet silly names like the Conqueror of Volatility, Chamel believed that he could solve the harnessing of momentum in under a year. Boy, was he wrong. This quest would prove to be a much harder one that would take the better part of 6 years to ultimately produce a fully functioning invention, which he would call the Momentumcoil. Undergoing major architectural jumps over the years, 2025 would see the Momentumcoil going fully operational. At long last, his dream of harnessing the stock market at scale was achieved. After countless systems in development, the coil would ultimately feature a suite of systems, the exact number of which is not known. What is known is the Momentumcoil focuses on trading the broader market, or the S&P 500, whether it be the SPY, the ES Mini Futures Contract, or the Mini SPY ETF corollaries. The same target remains. True to his dream, this invention by Chamel Raghu features multiple time frames constantly bombarding the stock exchanges, like multiple size cannons unleashing havoc on the Theodosian walls of Constantinople, like the Orban-designed Ottoman Super Cannon, aka the Basilic Cannon, and its companion cannons. The multiple time frames and systems could converge, creating what we call superposition, or an achievement of mass superiority. It is during these extraordinary times that the commander unleashes his full force. The infantry, the cavalry, and all weapons at his disposal. And this bombardment knows no relent. The attack is around the clock. Any minute, hour, day, week, or month of the year can see a position taken by the Momentumcoil. This versatile, sophisticated, and relentless invention has been called a financial superweapon, although it is more of a price action harnessing device than a weapon. Whatever you'd like to call it, is the culmination of an entire lifetime of experience, toil, pain, innovation, ingenuity, tirelessness, and an indomitable spirit, all wrapped into one infinite machine. It is the core of all of our actions on Wall Street. But is it the commander or the Momentumcoil giving orders? From the Army standpoint, and from my personal opinion, the commander and the momentum coil are one and the same. He is the financial superweapon, and the momentum coil is him. So when the coil gives an order, it is the same as the commander's. Now, is that order given automatically? In other words, is it an automated machine? From what I know and from the rumors from around the Army, the answer is yes. It could be a fully automated trading machine, but the commander has explicitly left some parts of it to be executed by his hands alone. The reason we came to that conclusion is we know that the bots are executors for our infantry. And while we infantry focus strictly on stocks, the commander commands the futures contracts or our cavalry from the front or by his own hands. We know that futures contracts can be automated in execution, but the commander insists on trading those himself. I believe his exact words were something like, he likes to plunge the dagger himself. Now, is this a love for war? Bloodlust, maybe? We don't know. But this is how I know the momentum coil is both automated and human. Speaking of automated, we have been asked if the momentum coil is AI-powered. To that I can definitively say it is not. The reason is the development of the coil has been the result of possibly decades of trading. On top of that, the architectural jumps during the evolution of the momentum coil have happened over the course of 6 years, from 2019 to 2025, and during this evolutionary time, there hasn't been some fantastic jump in architecture since the advent of AI. Does this mean that AI is not playing a role in the execution and function of the coil today? To that, I can't say, but I do know it is human intelligence. More specifically, Chamel's intelligence, which has created the momentum coil. And his invention remains his proprietary machine alone. Some other things we have been asked are, is the momentum coil some kind of supernatural device? To that, I really can't give a certain answer. Why? Because when the momentum coil is flipped on by the commander and we're given the command to go in a battle, this execution is instant. I don't have time to think about it. I don't even think at all. My body, my mind, the very fabric of my being becomes the will of the commander, and the stock or the future contract's position is taken immediately. This can be paused instantaneously, recontinued instantaneously, as if summoning the ether himself. The commander has created this momentum coil invention, which operates much like a supernatural device. We hear references to the commander's reverence to the Mahabharata. More specifically, the weapons given by the gods are Astras. These supernatural or divine weapons played pivotal roles in the great Indian epic. And while the commander has never said anything about them, it is easy to see the connection here. So, what is the capacity of the momentum coil? Well, if our target is the SPY index, which trades billions a day, I guess that's a great place to start. But if you compound the volume of the SPY with the futures contracts and the corollary ETFs, we could be talking virtually infinite capacity. And this facet of the momentum coil is what we feel is one of its most important in terms of ramifications. An unlimited energy source coupled with an infinite capacity to wield it. This is truly the dream of men, but most specifically, it is the dream of the commander, Chamel Raghu. It is the Texan Army which follows the commander, whether it be infantry or cavalry, at the behest of the momentum coil. We do this not just for profit, but to defend our way of life. We do it not just to survive, but to thrive. Chamel's lifelong dream has become a reality in his invention. His realization that volatility was a scalability dead end ultimately blossomed into his acceptance and devotion to understanding momentum. His moniker, the Conqueror of Volatility, has since expanded into the Conqueror of Wall Street, which sounds pretty good, but because of the Chamel the Cow nickname, well, you've got to smile. Whatever you want to call him, we trust the commander to lead us into battle, and having the financial superweapon called the Momentum Coil is our greatest ally. That's about all I can think of regarding the Momentum Coil, but for now, I hear the drums in the distance. Until next time, this is Tim, veteran heavy infantry of the Texan Army. And this is Wall Street Wars.